All right, 1 point perspective. So here's how you use this thing. I mentioned it before in an earlier video, but I've got my T-square on the edge, and I'm lifting this thing up and down. That's going to be to give me all of my horizontals. And the first horizontal that I need to give myself is the horizon. Okay? I'm working on this easel, which is a little bit tricky, but I'll make my way through. So I'm going to put a vanishing point here. And then I'm going to draw the front face of my object, which in this case is going to be a cube. That's my vanishing point. Put a little VP there, just in case anybody forgets what we're talking about. Went a little tall with that one over on the side, no big deal. All right, there's the front face of my cube. It's not completely square. That's okay. It's also not exactly halfway between. It's not like I measured to get my vanishing point to be directly above it halfway. If I wanted complete symmetry, that's what I would do. Okay? Used to make them do that. Not making them do it now. So let's take a look at this. This is my Y dimension going this way horizontally, and this is my Z dimension. So I'm going to call this vanishing point X. And the deal is that 2 out of my 3 dimensions here are parallel to each other, just like that isometric object. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to draw this as if it were a transparent box, a block of ice maybe. So you can see I'm using my ruler for my lines that converge, and they converge up there towards my vanishing point. You know, in fact, what I'm going to do here on this first one, I'm going to draw these so they go all the way to the vanishing point. I just want to make this point that these things converge right there at that vanishing point. Just drawing that lightly. And that's where those all go. If you think about this, what I've got is a box that's, let's say it's 3 feet this way, 2.5 feet is not exactly square, but you know, it's a little bit shorter this way. And now it's going off to infinity, off there into you know, the distance. I don't want it to do that though. I want it to just stop in here somewhere. So I'm going to choose a place, like right about there, pow, all the way across, for the base of my cube. And here's the deal, is, you know, I've got this, starts here, stops there, and I'm just going to go straight up with a vertical until I hit the top edge. That tells me to stop, right? So I hit the top. And if I've done everything right, then when I draw this horizontal across here, the two of them ought to line up. Check it out. What a good boy I was. Totally works. All right, can you see my cube? 1 point perspective. In 1 point perspective, I got one dimension, which is my z dimension, and another dimension, which is my y dimension. They are both parallel. But this dimension, my x dimension, is converging as it's going back there into space. That, my friends, is 1 point perspective. Fair enough?